Well, hey guys, it's Dr. Drake 63. Recently, we unboxed this beautiful CZ 457, and as promised, today we're going to discuss accuracy with this particular rifle. All shots taken indoors at 25 yards, so not a big stretch, but you can see the ammo that we used, this Winchester stuff, CCI, and the CCI you see on the right was by far the best performing out of the bunch. And let's take a look at some of our target results. So you see some different targets and some of the groups I got with open sight shooting. These are 5-shot groups. And I figured out after a few of these hitting on the low side that I needed to actually up the rear tangent sight a little bit, and was able to get groups more along this line. But able to see here that you got a flyer there, but these are the kind of results that I was getting using open sights at 25 yards. Not bad. Better shooter could shoot better, that's for sure. So based on the way that this shot with open sights, which was basically shooting as good as I can, I did decide I want to just put a little temporarily monoscope on here and see what kind of accuracy we can get with that scenario. Now, one thing you're going to notice, this rear tangent sight is going to get in the way of a lot of the bells that you're going to see on scopes, unless you get something that either doesn't have a bell or is overly extended. And that's not really a big deal. This pops off real easy, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is attached through a leaf spring, and you don't need any tools or anything to take this off. All I'm going to do is put downwards pressure, pushing down on this rear tangent and then pulling back. So I'll show you how easy this is. And that's all it takes. And you can see it's just a leaf spring, and these two ears you see right there, they go up through a channel, and real easy to take on and off, and that makes all the difference in terms of putting a scope on there. Now, there are a couple screws if you just want to take the sight off altogether. I don't. I do plan to leave this as an open sight shooter, but who knows? I might be so impressed with how it does with magnification that I may not. This is by no means an ideal scope setup for a rifle like this, but I do have my clearance now after taking off this rear tangent sight. Rear blade poked up enough to where it was coming into contact with the bell of the scope. And like I said, you can get scopes that don't have this front part where it's just simply a tube, and this is a very inexpensive older Itasca made in Taiwan, and quite frankly, for something like a 22, I would be more inclined to use something like a fixed 4-power or something like that. So if we decide we're going to keep this scope, this probably will not be the setup. I might also look at definitely some better bases. I don't really like this type where you're putting it on with either turning it with your thumb and your forefinger, or it's got a slot there for a screwdriver. So they're tightened down pretty good, but I probably would want something that's a little bit less of a profile, and like I said, fixed magnification, something like 4. But we're going to see how it does and what kind of difference this makes. I also mentioned in the previous video that this bolt head has double ejectors, and boy are those nice. With very little effort whatsoever, you're able to just simply pull back on the bolt and that spent shell is going to go flying. I like that. Don't want jams at all. So as you can see with magnification, we're going to get a lot tighter groups than we did with open sights. I'm very pleased with this. I think that this is what a 50-yard result could look like with proper support, perhaps a better shooter. And my son said, hey, hold my beer. I think I can do a little bit better than you. And came back and said, what do you think about this, Pops? 5-shot group, 25 yards. So as mentioned, this is a good-looking, well-made rifle. I think based on today's results, this rifle is going to shoot as accurately as the shooter is capable And I'm looking forward to coming up with a little bit more robust sighting system in terms of optics, maybe a little bit better scope. Definitely not a fan of these kind of rings where, you know, you've got the attachment, which is the thumb screw. But that's what I had. Those were the dovetails I had. This was the scope I had. And like I said, I think this is a fine rifle. I think CZ's reputation of being very accurate in the 22 world is well deserved. And just want to thank you for joining me today. This is DR Drake 63 saying so long. Keep shooting, guys.